you're planning to build your own home, and this is a dream come true. You can finally have a space that's all yours. But wait, before you sign any construction contract, you have to be very careful. One signature could cost you hundreds of thousands of pesos if you're not aware of what you're agreeing to. So today, let us talk about the 5 key things every homeowner must check before signing a contract with their contractor. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Project Ready. I'm your host, and today we'll talk about how to protect yourself when hiring a contractor to build your house. We'll be discussing the most important clauses to include in your construction contract. Scope of work. This section must be detailed. It should clearly list what the contractor will do from excavation, structural works, plumbing, electrical, roofing, up to final finishes. To ensure that all the necessary works are included, you may want to include a schedule of works which breaks down each task with its corresponding duration. If the scope is vague, expect misunderstandings and additional charges later. For example, the contract states that the contractor will do the necessary excavation works. Then halfway through the construction, he tells you that he won't do the footings since they go deeper than what he expected. Or the contractor says that he'll install the tiles on the floor, but fails to mention that you need to buy the underlayment and the tile adhesive separately. That SYS. Very important to specify what S included and what S not in the construction of your house. Tip no. 2. Payment terms and schedule. Never agree to pay everything up front. A good contract spreads the payments based on progress, milestones. Here's an example. 20% of the total contract price shall be paid within 3 days from the start of construction. Another 30% shall be paid upon completion of the roofing, 25% upon completion of second floor level, and the remaining 25% shall be paid upon project completion and turnover. Late payments shall be penalized with 1.5 interest per month or 18 pesos per day, depending on which is higher until such time that the contractor receives full payment. This way, you avoid paying a large amount all at once, and the contractor won't stop working on your house even if you have completed your payments. The penalty clause also encouraged the contractor to finish the job quickly. On the other hand, if you're satisfied with the work done, you may opt to pay a progress billing even before the scheduled date. Just make sure that you follow the agreed schedule of payments and always issue a check or electronic fund transfer as proof of payment. Keep a copy for your records. Tip number 3. Timeline and liquidated damages. How long will the construction take? Is there a completion date written in the contract? Without a specific timeline, you might be waiting indefinitely for your contractor to finish the job. That's why it's important to include a clause for liquidated damages, usually 1,000 to 3,000 pesos per day of delay. But take note, it's only applicable if the delay is within the control of the contractor. For example, if he fails to complete the job due to bad weather, then he may be exempted from paying liquidated damages. Also, this clause only applies if the delay extends beyond the agreed completion date. Before signing the contract, make sure to discuss the timeline with your contractor, especially if you have a specific date in mind when you plan to move in. By putting these in writing, you protect yourself from indefinite delays. Tip no. 4. Materials and specifications. Your contractor might propose a generic construction contract. He might even tell you not to worry about the materials, since he'll just use the cheapest ones available in the market. But don't trust him. Ask him to write it down. List the exact type of materials to be used in your house: GI sheets, rebars, concrete strength, tile brands, and so on. You may even ask for product samples and submit them to your contractor for approval. If not listed, your contractor might use cheaper alternatives without your knowledge. Remember, you are the client and you get to choose what goes into your house. It's always best to use quality materials so that your house will last longer. Tip no. 5. Termination clause. What happens if either party wants to back out? This clause protects you from being locked into a bad deal. There are instances when a homeowner decides to terminate the contract because the contractor is meeting their expectations. Or maybe you'd find better materials at a lower price, and you want to change suppliers. Whatever the reason is, always ask for a termination clause. In the contract, the contractor should state whether or not he will return the down payment. Usually, a down payment is forfeited by the contractor if he backs out of the project. But some contractors require a larger down payment, and in this case, they would agree to return it to the owner if they terminate the contract for any reason. To protect yourself further, you may want to add the following tips. Tip number 6. Always ask for a contract in writing. Even if it's a small project, don't trust verbal agreements. Your dream home needs legal protection. Make sure your money and your peace of mind are both covered. Also, tip no. 7. Clearly indicate the names of both parties in the contract. It's important to know who you're entering into an agreement with. Tip number 8. Specify the total contract price and all the items included. Again, you want to make sure that there are no hidden charges. Tip number 9. Always compare at least 3 estimates from different contractors before making a decision. And tip number 10. Hire a licensed and insured contractor. This will give you additional assurance that you're working with a reliable professional. In our experience, we found that most homeowners don't know where to start with their house construction. They're not sure what to put in the contract or what to look for in a good contractor. That's why we made a free course to help homeowners like you. The House Construction for Homeowners Masterclass is a step-by-step guide on how to build your own house from selecting a contractor up to turnover. We also included bonus modules on how to read a construction plan, how to estimate the cost of your house, and a checklist on what to inspect on your house construction site. All of these are completely free. You can watch and download these videos on our website. Building a house is supposed to be an exciting journey, one of the most exciting milestones in your life. You get to create a space that's all yours, a place where you and your family can create memories. But let's face it, building a house can also be stressful. There are so many details to think about, plans to review, contractors to meet, materials to buy, permits to secure. You might even argue with your partner on what color to paint the walls. But it doesn't have to be this way. With the right preparation, you can enjoy every step of building your dream house. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.